back on the Morning Brew with friends, and with my friend Ungie Davilla, the owner of Luca Magazine, and also the producer of the Rockabilly on the Route show coming up. That's going to be so much fun. It's this June, and it is this 4 days of rockabilly awesomeness in Tucumcari, right?
Absolutely.
It's car shows, it's bands, it's hanging out, it's everything, right? And how did you start this?
Well, a man named Simon Cantlin out of Charleston approached me a couple years ago with this idea to do a car show out there and a rockabilly festival.
And you were like, Tucumcari?
Right. Well, I've been through it's so cute and charming, all the old neon hotels, so it kind of made sense.
They still exist there. In Albuquerque, they're pretty much all gone.
Yeah.
There's a handful that have been preserved, but you know, most of these Route 66 towns, all of that stuff is gone.
Exactly.
And Tucumcari's embraced it.
They have, they have restored a lot of their old Route 66 icons, so the whole town just has this mid-century feel about it.
Right, it does. And so when they said come to Tucumcari and do a show, were you like, that's like 3 hours outside of Albuquerque, I don't know if we can do that? Or
Nope, I was gung-ho from the get-go because I saw the vision. I saw how amazing it would be to take over a town like that.
Very cool. And in the rockabilly scene, the weekender has kind of become a tradition. There's one in Austin, there's the big one in Las Vegas, and these are these great scenes where everybody gets out. And for basically 4 days, you immerse yourself in this rockabilly culture. And that's more than just the dancing and the music and the cars. It's really talking about that stuff and kind of reliving the idea of the original culture in the 50s, that original hot rodder culture, right?
Yeah.
And this is a chance here in New Mexico for us to spend 4 days
doing
this.
I mean, it's expensive to go to Vegas, but this is in your own backyard. I mean, and it's so New Mexican. It's so special to us and our culture and the way we do rockabilly.
Well, what do we do differently here?
Well, I think there's less, it's less theatrical and more organic in New Mexico. It's more of like the way we were raised and just celebrating our ancestry.
Yeah, and it's celebrating like my mom had a car like that.
Exactly.
As much as anything else, right? We got some photos here. Is that a drag race?
This is actually the burnout. So after the car show, they do a burnout where you basically see how you can burn the rubber off your tires, I guess is the gist of it.
It's just $10,000 in rubber on the in the parking lot.
But it's fun. I mean, the whole town just fills up with smoke from the tires. It's pretty epic.
That's cool.
And this here's the car show. We have a parade that starts out the day that is almost the whole length of the city. And it ends at the convention center where we have a classic car. And this year we're going to have a classic bike show as well.
Oh, that'd be great fun. And this all kind of grew out of your other job, which is an entrepreneur. Yes. And you started Luca Magazine. Was that 5 years ago now? 4 years ago?
I started it as a blog in college in like 2011. And then I started publishing it in conjunction with our first Rockabilly on the Route in 2013. So it's kind of an excuse to launch it as a print publication.
I love it. And it's a magazine that basically celebrates New Mexico's rockabilly culture. And it's pinup girls, it's cars, it's profiles of people who are building hot rods, it's everything, right?
Yes, art, culture, and Americana.
Yeah. And so what have you found doing that? I mean, New Mexico is really kind of on the cutting edge of a lot of these things, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Luca Magazine fills a niche that's not being filled by any other media source in New Mexico or the country, really, because New Mexico is so unique in the way that we express our culture, whether through art or music or, old cars. And so we have beautiful models that are the girl next door, and all of that comes together in this magazine that you can't find anywhere else.
Right. And where can you find the magazine? You can of course, you can get it online, and you can get subscriptions there.
Exactly. You can get it at lalocamagazine.com, but we're also distributed throughout Albuquerque and New Mexico at Barnes & Noble and Hastings, and also through the Southwest, Colorado, Texas.
Very cool. So what have you found publishing a magazine? How hard is that? People think it's easy, don't they? They're like, I can write a story. I can take some photos.
People come to me all the time. They're like, we're thinking about starting a magazine. And I'm like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's way harder than you could ever imagine,
It has been, I mean, I didn't go to school for it at all. So I've learned as I went.
Total seat of the pants the whole way?
Oh, yeah. I taught myself how to use the software, how to use my camera. The only thing I knew how to do was write.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And and then now you're also managing people and freelancers and the whole 9 yards,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's making the coffee, doing the books, you name it.
And to make the show happen in Tucumcari, I mean, this isn't a thing you can carry all on your own. You need some help, right?
Absolutely. We get some help from the city, but the biggest way that we're able to pay for bands, and we've got a band coming out from Japan, we have some from Canada.
Rockabilly bands from
Colombia,
Japan. And I love these guys, and I don't know if a lot of people know. Americana culture is huge in places that aren't America.
It's almost bigger. It's almost bigger overseas and in Latin America than it is here, surprisingly.
And the Japanese have taken it to whole new heights.
Oh, yeah.
And so, in last year, you had a band in from
Norway. The Lucky Bullets from Norway, and Los Dorados Rockabilly Trio from Medellin, Colombia.
And in this year's Japan.
Japan, and we have the Creep Show coming out from Canada.
Great.
And Felipe's coming back from Colombia.
Very cool. And you get to see kind of how the international world looks at Americana through these kinds of shows. It's great fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. It gives you a whole new appreciation for what we have in our own backyard.
Right, right. And, you know, so you need a little help with sponsors to help make all of this happen.
Yes,
pay for these bands that are coming out.
Yes, we pay for the bands and their lodging and everything through sponsorships. And so this is a great way for local and national businesses to get their name out there in this festival. It's the largest of its kind.
And who's this here?
This is Mad Max and the Wild Ones. They're a brother teenage band from Utah that played last year. Absolutely amazing.
Very cool.
And this is Felipe. He is from Colombia, and he'll be coming back this year.
Does he sing in Spanish or English?
Both.
Both.
He
Excellent.
does both. Yeah, he's great. And then that's Madeline, and she was Miss Rockabilly on the Route 2014.
Did they get tiaras too, or just sashes?
She got a tiara. I don't know where it is in that picture. And then
here's some of the guys.
Yeah, this is the Voodoo Creeps Car Club from here in Albuquerque, and they are the ones that host the car show, and we'll be doing it again this year.
And
I just love the clothes. They're just fantastic.
Right? And those guys, the guys in the Voodoo Creeps car show, they bring these cars that you wonder how they're even on the road. They're just these rust buckets, a couple of them. But they're so much fun. They keep these cars running, and with the car club, they're able to just keep the cars running, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how did the festival grow out of the magazine, really?
No, not so much. It was just sort of a combining of interests with Simon's production company and the magazine, and now we've incorporated as Pink Flamingo Productions, so we're kind of doing it under our own entity. But
very cool.
Of course, the magazine is a part of everything that I do anymore. So.
Right, right. And what's it like being your own entrepreneur in New Mexico? I mean, what are you finding out being an entrepreneur now?
Well, everything waits until mañana.
All right.
And that can make you absolutely crazy.
Right.
When you're trying to get something done and make a deadline.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I enjoy it. I love being my own boss and being in creative control of a vision and a voice.
Very cool. So book your hotel room now because they're going fast.
And we have early bird tickets available at rockabillyontheroute.com for $25 for a limited time. So it's a good time to get your tickets. And also sign up to be a vendor or a sponsor if you want to get your brand out there.
Or to be in the pinup show?
Or to be in the pinup pageant,
Excellent.
tattoo contest. We have all kinds of stuff happening.
That'll be fun. I can't wait to go myself,
Yay.
actually. RockabillyOnTheRoute.com. We'll be back in a couple of seconds with our friend Danny Hernandez. He's going to talk to us a little bit about Cesar Chavez stuff on the Morning Brew with Friends.